All right. So, hi, I'm Lori Carney with Mindful Health, certified integrative nutrition health coach. And today is your Beyond the Detox transition call. And I'm going to be doing some sharing of my screen. So, I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. All right. And hopefully I'm gonna lower the chat room here. So we have the Beyond. Oh, I have this nice little square here in the corner. So first of all, I just want to say congratulations, you did it. We are coming to the close of our 5-day whole food detox. You have spent the last 5 days focused on your health and well-being, and I want to acknowledge the time and energy that it takes and truly how amazing it is that you are able to do this for yourself. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, you will be a graduate of the 2018 5-day Whole Foods Detox program. So the 5-day Whole Foods Detox ends tonight after you go to bed. So these 5 days have given you this rare opportunity to see your health from a new perspective. So first of all, I just want to make sure that you pat yourself on the back for what you did well over the last week and be grateful for making this commitment and sticking with it. I've heard a few people say, oh, I did everything but this, and they felt down on themselves, and you did a lot that you should be proud of. So make sure that you acknowledge that. In our culture, sometimes we like to focus on the things that didn't work rather than acknowledging everything that we have accomplished. So when you go to bed tonight, before you close your eyes, just be content and happy with what you have done and be proud of who you are and give your chance to celebrate your success. So we're going to pay attention to how our body feels differently. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, so in this webinar, we are going to review the Beyond the Detox worksheet for more clarity on what is best for you and for future accountability. If you don't have the worksheet in front of you, no big deal. Just grab a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, something to write with, and that is all you need. So we're going to be talking about all the different options that you have as our group detox program comes to an end. And some people have talked about how wonderful this is and they want to keep eating this way. Some people are like, wow, this was a huge challenge these 5 days. So I'm going to give you lots of suggestions so you can see which one is most appropriate for you and your individual needs. The most important thing, I think, is always just paying attention to how your body feels in your mind and in your spirit. My tagline for Mindful Health is nourishment for mind, body, and soul. When we change how we eat, our life goes in a different direction because we do have more energy, we do have more clarity, we feel better about ourselves. And so making these life-altering changes really makes a big difference on which way your direction goes. So if you have the worksheet, we're going to be talking on the worksheet about how you feel after these 5 days. What is the plan of how to eat? These are some of the choices that I'll be reviewing today. And then also having some reflection on these last 5 days. If you've noticed any bad habits or unhealthy attachments. And then what are some of the good things that you really enjoyed this week? And what's something that maybe you can add to your life? So the first question, so either on the worksheet or a piece of paper, is how do you feel after these 5 days on the Whole Foods Detox? Are you feeling that you have increased energy? Are you feeling that you have reduced bloating, better digestion, reduced food cravings? A lot of people have talked about the increased energy and the reduced food cravings, that, there's like bagels or, in the break room or cookies at a meeting, and they're like, okay, I can go without it. It's all good. I'm not craving it. A lot of people have mentioned how bright their skin looks and how clear it is. There's better, deeper sleep, improved clarity of mind, so having that brain fog lifted, and also many people have noted weight loss. So just take a moment just to write down on your form how you feel after these 5 days. What are you thinking are the best things that happened this last week? And I also want to challenge you with the question, are you willing to give these up? So when we go back sometimes to our old way of eating and maybe our negative thinking, it's also saying no to maybe not having the energy that you really need to live your life purpose. Maybe makes it so you're not sleeping at night as well. And so you're not where you need to be for the next day. So we're going to be talking about now transitioning out of the detox and all the different options that you have here. So the first option is going to be just continuing with the Whole Foods Detox. So if you absolutely love the food and this style of eating, you are welcome to just keep eating this way once you've graduated from the program. There's absolutely nothing wrong with focusing on fresh, whole foods. In fact, this is how I eat most of the time. And it's a great way to make sure your body is getting the nutrition it needs for optimal function. I did this program because I wanted everyone to experience what it feels like to eat nutrient-dense food and what it feels like to be intentional and focused on your health. A lot of people here in the detox know my story of an accident 5 years ago with a traumatic brain injury. And so for me, being in pain for years, not able to go back to work, having extreme fatigue and anxiety, when I realized that I could heal myself through food and changing in my lifestyle, it's something that's a necessity to me, because if I go back to the way I was eating, I'm not going to be able to live to my fullest potential. And I feel like my calling in life is to help other people heal. So we need to think about focusing on what it really feels like right now to be supported by nutrients. So many of us eat chemicals in our foods, and that actually is just bringing us down. So whenever I eat something, I think, is this going to help me to feel better, or is this going to make me feel worse, have a worse headache, be more tired, maybe be more depressed? So really making those big decisions all day long. So if you choose to continue, I would suggest to just change your supplements for the long term. So recommend that you cut back a little bit. So just one B and C vitamin. For vitamin D, you can go to 1,000 to 5,000 IUs. A lot of people on this detox, they're from Minnesota. And so I take 7,000 IUs of vitamin D a day, and I also try to get outside every single day. So you need to decide what is right for you with the location you're at and how often you get outside. And then you just need to cycle the milk thistle. So take it daily for 2 weeks, then not for 2 weeks. And milk thistle is one of those that loses its efficacy if you're on it for too long. So that's why we want to cycle it on and off. So the next, everybody send me good vibes for technology here. Option 2 is to extend the Whole Foods Detox. So this would be if you want to dig deeper, you want to give your body more of a break, you can easily extend the detox over the weekend for a full week, or maybe the goal of 10 days. I know a lot of people have said, oh my goodness, there's so many more recipes I want to try. Also, some of your favorites you can repeat. So if you would like to go for 7 days instead of 5, you would end when you go to bed on Sunday night. To extend till next Wednesday would be a 10-day Whole Foods Detox. And if you go till next Sunday, that would be a 14-day Whole Foods Detox. I've had lots of people in this group contact me about extending the detox. So there are going to be quite a few of you that are doing 14 days and 21 days actually. So the Facebook group is going to remain open for support. So please post in there. It's going to eventually get to be a little bit more on the quiet side of the Facebook group, and you will all be invited to my private client page, and that's joining other people who I've worked with on health coaching and with cleanses as well, but I post in it every day for everyone to see. So, but I know some of you are like, okay, I'm feeling great, but I'm ready to go back to some of my favorite foods that were not included in the detox. So next we're going to talk about how to safely reintroduce foods so that you can see which foods are supporting your body and which ones are not. So with the detox, we had these foods that we focused on. We focused on nutrient-dense whole foods, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, proteins, healthy fats, and lots of water. We avoided sugar, dairy, gluten, corn, red meat, pork, alcohol, caffeine, and really like any type of processed foods. So just looking at the avoiding list, think about what one was your hardest, what one did you miss, which one did you have the most attachments to. For me, my hardest one is corn, but for most people, it's the sugar and the dairy. And sometimes it's the caffeine as well. So when we slowly introduce our foods, we can get a sense of how the food impacts our body. So the three most inflammatory foods are going to be the sugar, dairy, and the gluten. So we want to add them back in one at a time so we can listen to our body and determine what works really best for us. So in school at the Institute of Integrated Nutrition, one of the core concepts that we learned was bioindividuality. Basically meaning one person's food may also be another person's poison, and we need to respect that about each other, that maybe somebody thrives on drinking cow's milk for dairy where somebody else in your family maybe does not. And as we get older, sometimes new things can be reintroduced to us. So the first one we're going to talk about is how to safely reintroduce dairy. So for example, you are deciding, okay, Friday you're going to be graduating, or Saturday morning, you might add dairy back for a few days while still avoiding gluten and sugar. Now the ideal would be to do each one of these for 7 days, but as the smallest amount would be for about 3 days. So symptoms of a typical dairy intolerance might be maybe you have some digestive issues like diarrhea, gas, some bloating, swelling in the abdomen pain, cramping, nausea, maybe you have some headaches or migraines, acne, rash, a lot of congestive issues like wheezing, runny nose, and tightness in the throat. So it's amazing that it's actually around 60% of the world's population is somewhat lactose intolerant. Sometimes people never know that they had problems with milk or dairy. And as we get older, sometimes more problems happen. But also, a lot of times, we don't know how good we can feel until we actually experience it. So this is a really great opportunity to work on this and to listen to your body with the start of this elimination diet. So the next ones would be gluten and sugar. So we want to be very mindful and listen to what our body is telling us. So once we have a handle on how dairy impacts your body, you can follow the same reintroduction process with gluten and sugar. So for example, when you bring gluten back into your life, you may have digestive issues such as gas, bloating, diarrhea, or constipation, and fatigue, brain fog, maybe some attention deficit issues, headaches, pain, inflammation of the joints, anxiety, depression, and or mood swings. And for me, gluten was a huge eye-opener for my healing because it really affected my headaches, all the inflammation in my body. And I still have some knee issues that happened in high school, but it's amazing how much they have changed that I rarely even think about my knee pain anymore. So then for sugar, I think everybody here knows one of the biggest drawbacks of sugar is weight gain. Sugar also feeds disease and it is very inflammatory. So you may feel your energy level is similar to a roller coaster. Maybe it's going up and down instead of being more consistent. For women, we are recommended to have 6 teaspoons of sugar a day. For men, it's about 9 teaspoons of sugar a day. There are 4 grams of sugar in each teaspoon. So if you think about having one soda, that is enough to have it for the whole day. And for some kinds of soda, maybe for 2 days. So very important. I would like you all to pay attention to what's happening in your body when you go back to eating the way you used to. Listen to all of the messages. Our body is constantly telling us things, and it's up to us to listen. I remember when I had this mind shift of listening to my symptoms as my best friend, that these headaches and anxiety and different things, the pain was, I was getting messages of what was working for me and what was not working for me and how I can live a life without pain and without a lot of these symptoms. So, think about, are you getting achy joints? If so, it's probably going to be a gluten problem since achy joints are a common symptom of gluten intolerance. If you're getting a stuffy nose again, that's actually a common one with dairy. If you have energy that is not so consistent and maybe it's all over the board, it's probably because there's too much sugar sneaking back into your diet. Sugar really messes with our blood sugar and our energy. My most popular workshop that I give is called How to Cut the Sugar Habit, because there are so many of us that are addicted to sugar. But the truth is, bottom line, that what we eat affects us. And I had this aha moment when I realized that food changes everything in our lives. So there's just really no way around it. If you're noticing that you're getting certain symptoms, try cleaning up your diet again and then adding things back one by one. And just to note, you can do this detox anytime. It's just a lot more fun and easier with support of other people. If you aren't sure if it's gluten or dairy, cut them both out for a week. Then just add gluten back for a few days. If you start to feel yucky again, just cut them out. And the same way, start up with dairy again. So if you don't feel well when you eat dairy, take it out. As you learn this week, it's actually not that hard to cut out the foods. It's just those foods, we've become so dependent on them in our culture. And I think you can all agree that we can eat tasty food that has us feeling great and fully supports your health. And I think too, with the culture that we're in, with so many fast food and so many chemicals and unhealthy ingredients in the processed food, we all can vote with our dollars. And the companies are just producing items that people want to buy. And we need to stand up for what's right, because all these chronic diseases and everything that's going on with health today is not the direction that we want to have our children grow up in. So additionally, I would like you to think about picking one new healthy habit. So I would love for you to think about something that you enjoyed this week that you want to keep going. Maybe that is the Epsom salt baths, maybe the hot lemon water in the morning, or maybe it's just simply making sure you eat a big pile of green vegetables every day. So what's one thing you can add to your daily schedule that's going to keep you on this path of being healthier? Pick your favorite thing that you added during the detox and continue to do it regularly. To help you become more accountable yourself, please write it down on the worksheet. Please feel free to share this in the chat and also in our Facebook group. And if you're really brave, you can post your intention of your new habit on your Facebook status. And you can choose more than one healthy habit to add. So on the week worksheet or on your piece of paper, just thinking about, just the last question, what are some of the good habits that you would like to add into your day? Maybe you write down all the things that you really enjoyed this week, and then pick that low-hanging fruit. What's the easiest one for you to accomplish? And then maybe in a couple weeks, you add another one. So conversely, I would also encourage you to choose one bad habit that you won't pick up again. What's one thing that you've been doing that you know is not the best for you, but that you keep doing it? It happens, but now you're really ready to leave it behind for good. Maybe it's drinking soda. Maybe it's your daily latte. Maybe it's not moving every day. Maybe that's relying on sugar to get through the day. Maybe it's eating a food, whether it's gluten or dairy or sugar. Maybe it's something entirely different that you just know doesn't agree with your body, but you eat it anyway. So mainly, a lot of people also talk about it's mindlessly grabbing candy from the bowl at your coworker's desk when you walk by. A lot of things we're just not paying attention to. So choose one of those habits that you feel comfortable letting go, leaving it in the past, and again, write it down on your worksheet or your piece of paper so you know all the different bad habits that you have to choose from. So the reason why I suggest one healthy habit and one unhealthy habit is because over time, this gives you a huge impact on your health. So over the course of a year, when you're just changing two habits, adding one good one and dropping a bad one can make a huge difference. I've had many people do multiple detoxes with me. So when they're doing this 4 times a year, their life is completely different at the end of a year. So now if these changes, all of these feel a little bit too overwhelming to you, you're not ready to let go of a bad habit or pick up a good habit, you can make just a simple upgrade to maybe sticking with the Dirty Dozen list. It's one of the bonuses I provided in this program. The Dirty Dozen is a list that puts out every year by the Environmental Working Group that shares which 12 items of produce have the most pesticide on them. And by simply buying those 12 items organically, you cut down your pesticides in your body by 80%. So that's a very minor change for a huge payoff. And what's great about the Dirty Dozen is that it helps your wallet too, because then I know I'm buying organically grown produce. It can be expensive, but this list helps us prioritize which are the most important to buy organically. Bottom line, if it has a hard shell, it usually has less pesticides. So apples, greens, strawberries, that typically has more pesticides, where an avocado, cantaloupe would not. The best investment we can make is in our own health. When we are putting information and we are putting in good food and we're thinking good thoughts, we're going to be more productive at work. And at home, we're going to have better moods. So we're going to be in less pain. Oh, we only have to buy one size of clothes because we're at a healthy weight. I remember having like 5 different sizes of clothes. And then, of course, less medical, prescription copays. So it doesn't matter how much money someone makes, because if they're in ill health, they cannot enjoy that. So just want to let you know we have that private webpage that's going to be open till Saturday, February 3rd. So if you have not downloaded all of the different bonus guides, please go on and do that right away. I have some extra recipes on there. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the post-detox how-to guide, how to make it last. There's strategies to deepen your cleanse, your detox. So if you are extending on, I would invite you to add some of these into it. The supplement guide, I updated it this detox. So if you're a repeat, you would want to look at that. The eating out guide is fabulous because we all probably experience going out to eat sometime, and how to really navigate the menu. A nice shopping list that's just one page. I put together an Ingredient 101 videos from all of our 2018 winter recipes. So if you want to dig deeper about the recipes, I would invite you to watch these videos. So if you've never used an eggplant, if you've never used some of these beets or whatever it is, you can get some more information. I shared with you my favorite yoga classes that are online. We had a wonderful yoga class this morning that I taught that was all about detoxing and de-stressing. I also have additional recipes on my website and the Dirty Dozen Clean 15 list. They have not come out with 2018 yet, so it's still 2017. And if you're interested, I do have a webinar that's called Detox Secrets if you would like to dig in a little bit deeper. So I just want to go through one of the bonus handouts that I highly suggest for everyone to read. And it talks about, there's a couple different areas here, but it talks about healthy habits to add into our day, into our week, and to our month. So some of the daily things can be things like eating greens, having 50% of your plate be vegetables, moving. Weekly would be developing more stress relief strategies, self-care, weekly meal plans, exercise. Monthly is a plan of how to check in with yourself each month and really see how you're doing, what's happening when you eat out, stocking your pantry, practicing self-care. Quarterly, it's hitting that reset button on your eating habits by participating in my quarterly detoxes. So also it has 3 tools that you will like to continue this pattern. So one is I have a meal planning template. I also put together a pantry stocking guide and a core shopping list. And lastly, I have a worksheet on there that I call my Backslides Habits Worksheet. And so this is when you feel like you're headed down the road of unhealthy food and you need to get yourself back. The real trick of finding lasting health is absolutely not about being perfect, but it's recognizing when you're about to move back into bad habits and changing that pattern. With my private clients, I think this is probably where we focus more on mastering this skill than anything else. And just to know that this is not a short-term diet. Yes, it was only 5 days, but the intention that I have for you is to see yourself, your way of eating from a different perspective. So really thinking about what is the long-term success that you can make, adding in maybe that one new healthy habit, maybe letting go of that bad habit, because this is where you're going to have change for your entire life. So if anyone is interested in private health coaching, I'd be more than happy to connect with you. In these programs, you get personalized attention that will help you as you work towards your ultimate health and wellness goals. If you're curious about what you can accomplish by working with me privately, I would love to talk to you on the phone, and we'll see what you're looking for and if we are a good match. And I don't take everybody who wants to work with me. I am very particular, and I tend to work with people who are eating more of that standard American diet and that I feel that they're ready for a change in their life. It is it's a lot of work. There's a lot of changes, just like you did with the detox, some hard decisions. But when we have support, everything is so much easier for that. So let me know. I actually don't have any openings right now, but I will have openings in about mid-February for that. I also am putting together my first group health coaching group. So it's called Fast Track to Summer. So this is where you will gain support in a small online group of like 3 to 8 people as you work towards reaching your own personal wellness goals. So this group, it's going to be meeting on select evenings, and we're going to be meeting just like this in Zoom, but everybody's pictures will be up and it's going to be very interactive. So this is going to be starting in March. So we're going to be having a bunch of group sessions, and you also get an individual session. So if this is something you're interested in and you're ready to change your life for good, let me know. Since this is my first group one, I have discounted it dramatically. Normally each session when I health coach is $120 for a 50-minute session. So you can see when you get it with the group, it is a substantial a reduction. So, and if you register by next month, you can get it for $3.59. So go to my website if you're interested, or give me a call and let me know what you think. And just wanted to let you all know that I do corporate wellness workshops. I do a much better job than I do with webinars. So if you're looking to inspire your coworkers with a fun and engaging workshop, or if you're in need of a speaker for an upcoming event, people are so interested in health. So I have been to, companies' client events, and they pack the house. I might teach how to make healthy mocktails, or maybe it's about eating for energy or stress reduction, whatever it is. But I would love to share my knowledge and enthusiasm about natural foods and healthy living with your company. And I think you probably all know I use an interactive, informative, I try to have fun, and it's about active learning. And this approach allows the participants to engage in discussion and really interact with other attendees through various exercises. And I also have lots of handouts for that. So the next detox, this is one of the questions, is when is the next one? I want to sign up right away. So I decided to make a bonus today. So the spring 5-day Whole Foods cleanse is going to be May 7th to the 11th of this year. So, and I absolutely, it is so much fun for me to support all of you. And I also really appreciated and loved the support that many of you gave each other. I'm just like, oh, they're just so wonderful. And I think this every detox that it gets better and better and better. So, and as always with each cleanse or detox that I run, there are new recipes that are focused on the season. Spring and summer detoxes have the most, or I should say the biggest results of weight loss, if that is one of your goals, because we are focusing more on smoothies and juices and salads and all the things that are fresh. Spring and summer are a lot of the foods that are naturally detoxifying. So if you know you're going to do the May one, and if you sign up within the next 2 days, you'll get a 10% off the early bird rate, and you will have a spot secured. So email me at info@mindfulhealthwithlori.com to secure your spot. I don't know if I will be doing a summer one, because as you probably all know, it takes a lot of work to get all the recipes together, and I'm trying to grow this program. So if there's any feedback that you have for me on how I can improve this program, or what you would like to hear, or I would like to hear what you liked and what you didn't like. So give me a call, email me, so I can figure out how to grow the program even more. But it's really important to me to hear from you, because this program is for you. My mission is to give people aha moments so that their life changes in a healthier direction. So I really value your opinion, and would love to hear some feedback on that. And if you would like to have some daily healthy inspiration, please like my Mindful Health public page on Facebook. And if you want to actually see the post, you have to select the option of see first or notifications. And then I have lots of other things if you want to be involved. I run a meetup called Wanna Be Healthy South Metro, where sometimes we get together for walks, or I teach yoga outside, or we do meditations, I do workshops, different things like that. Lots of recipes on Pinterest, LinkedIn, and you will all be invited also to my Facebook client support private group. So like I said, our Facebook group is going to remain open, but it's going to get more quiet as people end doing the detox, but we'll have a more active group with my private Facebook group. So, and I just want you all to know that I'm just so grateful that you gave yourself this gift and for having participated in this program with me. I truly want to congratulate you again for your success. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And most importantly, I hope you're proud of what you accomplished. So here's to your next level of health and wellness. And I'm really excited for you to keep moving forward in your health journey. So congratulations again. And now I'm just going to open it up for some questions, and I'm going to stop sharing here. And let's see. Okay. Hi, Lars. I'm going to take you off the video here. And if anybody wants to ask a question, feel free to put it in the chat room right now. One question I did have, someone asked if about inflammatory foods. They are saying, is there specific foods to eat to keep the inflammation down, or is that basically all the recipes? Yeah, you know what? All the recipes in my detoxes, I always focus on anti-inflammatory, and that's the way I eat too, and that's the way that is the best way for most people to eat. So what that means is that to eat anti-inflammatory is avoiding a lot of the processed foods, avoiding trans fats. Trans fats are like fried foods and different things like that. Adding in lots of fiber. You know, fruits and vegetables, getting about 9 servings a day is really great. And there's certain kinds of vegetables that are more anti-inflammatory and detoxifying. So when I work with the chef on helping me create new recipes every season, we really try to focus on things, you know, like broccoli and Brussels sprouts, onions. We need to eat more fish in our diet to get more of the healthy fats, having the good kinds of oils like olive oil and coconut oil and not the refined oil. Eating more of those healthy fats. So that's really what an anti-inflammatory diet, what it is. It's basically eating whole foods. And I know I had a lot of other questions emailed to me, and I believe I answered them all throughout the presentation. Let's see, I don't see any other questions. But again, we're going to be in the Facebook group for a while, so feel free to pop in there tonight. I want to see those dinner pictures. Tomorrow, maybe you can have a glass of wine, but really think about what is right for you. For some people, maybe it's doing the detox Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, maybe having a little bit of wine. Some people, they just go, like what I do is 80 to 90% of the time I eat like this, but I'm going to have my nachos, and I'll have popcorn every now and then and a glass of wine. So decide what is right for you, but we are not done until tomorrow, so stick with it a little bit more. We're going to keep the website open for 2 more weeks. The Facebook group will be active for the weekend. And again, I'm going to invite you all to my private Facebook group where I post daily. But I'm just thrilled so many of you could join us live, and on Facebook or anywhere, just continue to let me know how you're feeling, and I can answer questions there. And I've heard some people say, thank you, you're so encouraging, thanks for everything I do. Oh, thank you, Deb. I am always inspired by everybody here, and I made this program thinking where I was like 5 years ago when I was eating pizza and hamburgers and not really thinking how food affected my life. And so I am really honored to be a part of all of your lives, that I can help you to change the direction of your life to be happier and healthier. We don't have to suffer. I absolutely believe suffering is optional. It's just we need to decide what direction we want to take. If we want different results, that means making some hard choices. So thank you so much, everyone. And again, just contact me if you have any questions. Otherwise, happy last day. Way to go. See you later. Have a great weekend.